the dangling crystal hoops, you need 24 gauge gold-plated wire, gold-plated earring wires, a variety of faceted crystal beads, something round to bend the wire around. We're using a fat marker. And for tools, you need round nose pliers, chain nose pliers, and wire cutters. We've cut a 5-inch piece of wire, and the first thing we're going to do is wrap the wire around our marker. The marker that we chose is a 3/4 inch diameter marker, and we're just using it as a mandrel so that we get a nice round shape with our wire. So we've bent the wire around the mandrel or the marker just like that, and I'm going to hold that crisscross at the top of our wire, top of the hoop, and I'm going to take the wire cutters and I'm going to leave about a 1/4 inch at the end here from the crisscross, and I'm going to snip my wire. I'll do the same thing on the other side, go about a 1/4 inch and snip the wire. And now I'm ready to feed on my beads. For this design, we just chose a bunch of different faceted crystal beads in different sizes and colors. We're starting with a 3mm bicone bead that's lime. We're going to do 2 of those, followed by a 3mm turquoise bicone bead. Now we've got an orange rondelle bead. It's a little bit bigger, it's probably 5mm, followed by a teal rondelle. And then we've got a nice big round faceted red crystal bead. And that sits in the center. And now we're just going to repeat the same pattern on the other side with our teal rondelle bead and our orange rondelle, turquoise bicone, and now we've got 2 of our lime bicones. And lastly, another 3mm lime bicone. So now that we've got all our beads on our wire, we're ready to put loops in the ends of our wire and make the earring. So to do that, we're going to take our round nose pliers, and we're going to make sure to hold on to this so that the beads don't slide off that end. But we're going to start at the other end and make a loop. So I'm going to grab the end of the wire with the round nose pliers, and I'm going to just roll the wire toward my hand. I'm just repositioning the pliers so that I can get a nice round shape there. And we've got a loop, but we want the loop to sit sort of on top of this wire. So what I'm going to do is place the round nose pliers in the loop, and I'm going to just bend it back slightly. And that's so that that wire will sit, the loop will sit right on the end, like that. And I'm going to repeat to do that on the other side. Grab the wire at the end, roll the wire toward my hand, and I'm going to reposition the pliers again so that I get a nice round shape. There's my loop, and then I'm going to bend it back just slightly so that it sits on the end, that loop sits on the end of the wire. It's a little bit open there. There we go. Now I'm going to take my chain nose pliers, and I want one of these loops to sit horizontally on this wire. So what I'm going to do is take the chain nose pliers and just bend, kind of rotate it so that it's parallel to the table. Do you see that? This one's facing up and this one's facing sort of flat. And I'm going to go ahead and open the loop on the horizontal loop with my chain nose pliers. Wrap it around the stem of that other loop, and then I'm going to use the chain nose pliers to close that loop. So now we've got our earring. We're going to open the loop on the earring wire using the chain nose pliers just by rotating it to the side. We don't want to pull it out this way because we'll lose the shape that's there. And we're going to slide our earring, the loop at the top of our earring, onto the earring wire like that, and then nestle it down into the loop that. And now we're going to close the loop on the earring wire using our chain nose pliers. And that's one of our earrings. To make the second earring, we're going to cut another piece of wire 5 inches long, and we're going to wrap it around our 3/4 inch marker or our mandrel, like that. And I'm going to hold on to that crisscross at the top. We use my wire cutters to cut about 1/4 inch away from the crisscross. Do that same thing on the other side. And now I'm going to feed on my beads. I'm going to start with my 3mm lime bicone, another 3mm bicone that's lime, and then the turquoise 3mm bicone, and then our orange rondelle, followed by a teal rondelle. Love these colors together. And then our big round gorgeous red faceted crystal bead. And we're going to repeat the same pattern on the other side. Teal rondelle, orange rondelle, turquoise bicone, lime bicone, and finally our last lime bicone. There we go. And now we're ready to make our loops in the ends of our wire. So I'm using my round nose pliers. I'm going to grab the tip of that wire and I'm going to roll the wire toward my hand so that I've got a nice round loop. And now I'm going to reposition the pliers so that I can bend that loop back just a hair so that it sits nicely on top of my wire like that. I'm going to repeat to do the same thing on the other side. Grab the end of the wire, roll the wire toward my hand, that, and then I'm going to bend the wire back just a little bit. And I'm going to make sure that that loop is closed like that. And now we want to bend one of these loops a little bit so that it's horizontal. So I'm going to bend this one down like that, just using my chain nose pliers so that it's horizontal, sort of perpendicular to our other loop. And I'm going to open that loop just a hair using my chain nose pliers. And then I'm going to wrap that loop around the wire on the other end and then close that loop. Like that. So there's our dangle. And now we want to attach it to our earring wire. So I'm going to open the loop on the earring wire by just rotating with my chain nose pliers to open the loop. And now I'm going to slide the loop on the earring onto the earring wire and nestle it down into that little loop at the bottom of the earring wire. And I'm going to use my chain nose pliers to close that loop again, just like that. And now we have 2 of our dangling crystal hoops.